We're done with all the functions except the analytical function in the Oracle, right? See, let's briefly discuss about group functions. Okay, so we're done with all single row functions. Now we are going to see about multi-row functions in the Oracle. So multi-row functions will work with multiple rows, but it returns only one value for each, for each group. For each set of groups, it displays only one value. Multi-row function works upon a group of rows and return one results for the complete set of rows or complete group of rows. Okay, they're also known as a group functions. Okay, so under these group functions or multi-row functions, we have minimum and maximum. Okay, count and all those things we have. See, multi-row functions, aggregate functions, group functions, everything will be same. So people will call differently on their modes. Okay, so now we are in the minimum function. The min function will help us to get the minimum value of the group of values. Okay, see, getting the so now we have like a minimum is the 800. So what are the values we have in this selection of an EMP? I have only 13 records in my table because I deleted some of the record. Okay, now if I go with this, what is the minimum salary here? We have 800, maximum is 5,000, right? If we want to get max of sal. So we're getting this all the minimum and maximum values for all the groups. If you are treating like as all are same. If you are thinking like as a, you want to give the reservation, you need to make the subgroups, state-wise, district-wise, right? So based on the priority, you need to given like a, you need to give like a group by. So if you want to make like a department-wise the group, now it split the data into multiple groups. So we have the 3 departments, the data is split into 3. So I kept the DEPT number in the select list to understand this is for 20, this is for 10, this is for 30. Okay, if you want to make like subgroups, again, I said like district. Now I made like group by district. If you want to make the mandals, or keep like what the thing you need to use. So now see the department wise, we have the multiple things. So what it is, department wise, you have the multiple rows, but you cannot able to guess what is like this is for which job, this is for which job. You are not able to guess that. Okay, so in that case, maintain that list group by column in the select list. It's not mandatory. All the select columns, all the grouped columns should may or may not present in the select list. But what are the columns you are keeping in the select list? That columns must and should be present in a group by. Okay. So this is what we covered yesterday, right? See, if you want to keep like the client is asking to get the who is getting the minimum salary 800, right? So I need that whole employee information along with the minimum salary. Okay. So I need to, if you have set of rows, 100 members we have. So 100 members we are making like a salary 10,000, 30,000, different category of salaries we have each member. But that HR is requesting to the payroll team. So display all the employee information with average salary. See, the HR need to know who are all belonging to less than the average salary of their all the employees. See, how will you get the average salary? If you use the average of salary, you will get that. Right? So what's the average salary we have? Now I'm removing this all the group by class and everything. I'm looking for the 13 employees. So 2177. See now I have these 13 people here. So if I mention the average salary in this point, so emp dot star, I'm getting this and I'm making like a derived column is so average sal. See if I know this information to my HR, see while giving off the bonus or while giving off anything, right? So who are all in the backward? So less than the average salary. They are going to encourage with them with the highest increment salary or kind, right? See, if I give like 100% of this 800 people, so what is the maximum we'll get is 1600. So if I give like 100% in this place, 5000, so the company will get lose, right? See, if you give like 100% for one employee also, they will, um, they will say this information with all over the India people also. You will get like what we can say exposure, not. So they will publish everything like so they will provide this information with all the people. They will get to know. So the employees will interest like see most of the people will got 100% hike also in this current year. See if you get this news from someone, right? You will think like I'm also planning to join this organization. Maybe this is the best organization. You will get like free publicity, we can say, right? If you give like 100 like 5000 people, sorry, 5000 salary person, if you give like 10%, so just you can able to get like a 500, right? He won't like give the free publicity, but who have the less salary, if you give 100%, he will give the free publicity and mouth only you will get the publicity, right? See, there have some analysis. If you want to make some, if you want to do some analysis kind of information, right? You are displaying with all the information for that particular entire group along with the group values or group function values, right? This is your grouping value. Average salary is 2177. So 2117 is the average salary. You are displaying all the employees information in that particular group and you are displaying the average salary also, right? This will help you to analyze the data. Analytical functions will help us to analyze the data very clearly. Okay, analyze the data very clearly. See, analytical functions calculate an aggregate value based on the group of rows and return multiple or all rows for each group. See what I'm saying. For that particular group, how many records? I need to display all the records along with the grouping value. It may be a minimum, maximum, average, some anything. I need to display that. In such case, I can go with analytical functions. The name itself is having analytical functions. To do the analysis, we'll use these functions. Okay. See, if you want to know like who is getting the minimum salary, who is getting the maximum salary, if you want to know that along with employee information. If you don't have the analytical functions, if you want to display the who is getting like maximum salary, I need that employee information, right? So now in this case, min of sal. 800. If you want to display this employee information, you want to like mention like employee number, employee name, all the columns you need to keep. You cannot able to write because if you are using this min function as analytical, sorry, aggregate function, you need to use all the selected columns in the group by class, right? I don't want to go with that. So I can go simply select star from employee where salary in select min of sal from EM. See, it's a subquery. I'm returning like subquery. This query will return the minimum salary. So just I'm passing like a select star from where select star from EMP where salary equals to 800. Instead of 800, I'm keeping like a select statement here. Instead of select statement, sorry, instead of column value in the where class, I'm keeping some select statement. Instead of table name, if you pass some select statement, that we can call it as a inline view. Instead of column value in the where class, if you are passing any select statement, that we can call it as a subquery. Okay, you made like select query in the instead of column value. You got this value. If you want to get the maximum salary employee information, right? If you need like minimum and maximum both now. Give me the minimum, man. Go with the union and display the line. This query will just append the minimum salary and maximum salary and display as a 5,800, right? If you write the query, you no need to see how you are mentioning like a 5,000 comma 800 in the in class. It will simply convert these results into this format. 800 comma 5,000. It will convert the results in this format. Okay, if you have the multiple values in the query, that results will converted into A comma B comma C kind comma separated values. It will convert into comma separated values. Okay. Now, if you want to get the average salary, who is having like greater than the average salary of employees? Okay. So who are all having greater than the average salary of employees? I need that information. How can I get now? Salary greater than, you need to use this R. So these people having greater than the 211, sir. So this is very complexity. You cannot able to write this all the things independently. So now I need that minimum salary, maximum salary, everything along with the group of records or set of all the records I need to display in the particular group. Okay, so simply go with so what you are looking here, minimum salary here, and you are trying to mention that. So now I'm trying to get so department wise the minimum salary. It is giving the error, not a single group or group function, right? This minimum function is not the analytical function. Okay, it is a group function. Now I am converting this aggregate function to the analytical function. Simply over. Just I kept like over class. Now it convert, it won't give any error for you. The analytical aggregate function. Now I'm converting this aggregate function to the analytical function by mentioning of simply over class. Over class. See, now I'm mentioning the average salary. max sal or highest sal. Highest sal. Now I'm mentioning like a lowest sal. Then I'm mentioning like an average sal. Okay. So min. So here we can keep like max. Here we'll get like an average. See, 5,000 is highest and this is the lowest. You can mention like instead of department number, you can mention like a EMP dot star. Here you are getting like a different values. I'm keeping this round. I'm rounding it. Round of this. Okay. So you can round it out like this. Now the value has been rounded. Okay, it's an average salary. See, just I converted all aggregate functions into the analytical functions. Right? Now I need the employees, how much total salary I'm making with them. See, out of these 13 people, I'm making the different salaries with each other. Now I need the calculation or total salary, how much I'm making on each month or the kind. Okay, I can go with simply total sal. Sum of sal. So this is the amount I'm making for all the employees. Right? Now, sometimes client will ask, I need the cumulative sum. See, what is the first employee I joined here? 800. See, I need the total salary here up to this 800. In this place, 1600 plus 800, 2400, I need to keep here, the second row. So what are the previous employees prior joined to me? I need to sum that particular, all the employee salaries and I need to display in that particular row. If you are in 10th row, you need to sum this 1 to 9th rows along with your 10th row. Cumulative sum. You need to club the results. If you are in the first now, so you are in the first row. So you will get like a total value for that particular row is 1. If you are in the second row, now you need to club like a 1 plus 2. You need to be display like 3. If you have like you are in a 10th row, you need to keep 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus till like a 10. That value you need to display as a cumulative sum. So total sum is the different, cumulative sum is the different. Cumulative sum, if you want to do this, we have only one way to calculate cumulative sum. That is also sum function in the analytical. See, just you use the sum of salary here, right? Now I'm keeping this order by employee number. Okay, now see here. 800 is the total salary. 800 is the total salary. And 1600 in the second row. 1600 plus 800, 2400 plus 1250. So till now we have like a 2400 here. So 3400 plus 250, 3650. So you will get like cumulative sum. If you see at end, you will get the same results of total. Just in analytical function, in the sum function, just you need to keep order by class in the select list. Based on which column you are keeping, order by employee number. In the sense, how you are getting the results. So if Shiva is get first, this I will calculate as a Shiva what the salary he have. So if Lakshman is came in the second, Shiva plus Lakshman equals to what the salary we have. I will keep in the second row. The order of displaying the records, based on that only the values, the cumulative sum will get calculated. This order by class is very, very important. If I keep like now, like ename, we will get the different results. See, the values has been changed now. The results also got changed. The results got changed now. Earlier we got the different result. Now we are getting the different results. Okay. See, all aggregate functions will work as an analytical if we use simply over class. Over bracket start and bracket end. This will work as a analytical. Okay. Now, what is the other advantages we have with this? Not only with this. So now we are making the group wise. Department wise, what is the minimum salary, maximum salary you are calculating, right? The client is asking, so he's not looking only for the all the employees together. He may expect like subgroups. Department wise, if you are in 10th department, what is the average salary you are getting in that particular 10th department? Display along with the display along with the employees, display the employee information along with the average salary of their own department. If you are in 10th, you need to display 10th department average salary for you. If you are in 20, I want to display 20th department salary in that. Okay, now how can we display that? So now I'm removing this all the minimum and maximum and all those things. So simply I'm going with the sum salary. Okay, right. So now I'm going with simply order. See, in this we have some option like partition, PITION, partition by DAPT number. See, I use like partition class here. Partition by department wise. How you are making the group by department number, right? The same way in analytical functions, if you want to divide into subgroups, I will use the partition by class. Now see, now you got the different values. Order by EMP number. Okay, now you can check. Okay, 2450, 5000, 7000, so 8750. The partition has been ended for this particular 10th department. So now you are getting the different values here. 800 started and ended with this. 1600 started. See, now the groups has been splitted into the multiple groups. They have starting point on each group and ending point we have in each group. Okay. If you want to make the subgroups, we'll use the partition by class. Okay. Then we have cumulative sum. So how you will calculate the cumulative sum? By using the sum analytical functions with the help of order by class in this. Okay. Now all the aggregate functions will work as a analytical. Yes. So we can able to convert all the group functions as analytical if we use simply over class. Okay. So in the over class, we will write partition by class. When you want to make the subgroups, in such place, we'll use the partition by class. Okay, partition by class. So order by class, based on which column you need to give the that you will use. See, in the average, minimum, maximum, there is no advantage of using the order by class. Okay, if we use like average cell, it's not like it gives error. I thought it's not giving any error, but it is giving the wrong results. Average salary, you need to get, maybe you are getting a cumulative sum. You won't get the correct results. So you need to remove this order by class. So while you're working with the minimum and maximum and all those things, right? So you need to remove order by class. So just if you want to get like cumulative sum only, you need to use in this analytical function. Okay, so we have pure analytical function. This is not like pure analytical functions. This acting like as analytical. So we have some additional functions here, row num. So how we have like a row num function, the same way we have row number is an analytical function. Okay, we'll see. So now I'm keeping row num. Just I'm not using all the columns. I'm using like employee number. Salary. We are getting these results, right? So now I'm displaying the results with, I'm giving this same row underscore number is analytical function we have. This function will also give the sequence number for every record. Over. Just I said, right? So over class, if you mention simply over class, it became like a analytical. Okay, the average, minimum, maximum for these functions, we haven't used anything in the over class, but still it is working. But see here, missing order by class expression in this window specification. See, in this function, you need to use order by class. So based on which value I need to give the sequence. Based on which value I need to give the sequence. So order by employee number, if I mention. See, got all values are set. Right? Now I'm giving like a employee number in descending. The row num function, it is giving like a, if you are in 30th place, it give 13. If you are in 10, you will give 10. But I'm changing the sequence numbers as per my requirement. So if you want to give the rank highest to the low, I will use this function row underscore number. It providing the sequence number based on my requirement. It is providing the sequence number based on my requirement. Hello. Okay, so row underscore number is the function. It is also similar to the row num, but row num you cannot able to, the sequence number you cannot able to change. Okay, so based on which position, say on which position you inserted that particular record, that is the only sequence it will get in the row num pseudo column. But row underscore number is a analytical function. You can able to give the sequence number as per your requirement. So if you mention order by employee number, it will mention it is matching with your this. If you mention order by e-name, the data will get sorted e-name based on the employee name. W is came first and this came last. A is came to the last. Okay, row underscore number is a function which will give the sequence number for every row. This is like a rank, or we can mention number. Row num function, row num function. Okay, then I have another function. See, it is giving the ranks. It is giving the ranks. If you have like a common ranks or common salary, if you have, I need to give this ranks with two people as a common rank. Right? If you have 100, so the exam conducted with 100 multiple people. So most of the people will, multiple people got like 99.9. Right? If you give like if both person got the two person got like a same amount of marks. Right? If you while giving the ranking, If you give like one person got 1 and another person got, if you give like 2, they are going to court and put the case against that university, right? See, if both candidates having the same mark, you need to give the ranking for both, you need to give the same rank. But here it is happening in a different. The salary, I'm like giving the salary in descending order, 5,001, fine, 3,000. These two persons, Ford and Scott, is having the same salary, but it is giving the rank 2 and 3, right? It's wrong. To overcome this, Oracle has introduced another function. Oracle has introduced another function. Rank fund. So now I'm going with rank. Rank. I can check here. You are getting like a 5,000 and I'm removing this row num. Row num is not required. Okay, see 5,000 is 1 is fine. In second row 2 will well good. Now 3. In third row, it's also giving the correct rank 2. Fine. So we got some solution for this, right? Now if I am going with fourth record, so what the rank you need to get? 3. See, it is missing some consecutive ranks where we have the common values or common salaries. If you have n number of duplicates or n number of same salaries, I'm going to skip n number of salaries in this place. Right? It's not correct. So again, the Oracle has introduced another function to overcome this problem. Right? You got one problem like giving the same ranks with the common people, common ranks, common salaries where we have or common marks who have. You got like you given like a same rank with them. Now you go to another problem. Now the another problem is you are missing some consecutive ranks. So you provided the results in the money body results or something like you are seeing like 99, 98, but you are not seeing like 97 rank. Directly you are seeing 96th. So you are losing some ranks in between. The people are suffering again. So for that reason, the Oracle has introduced density rank. Density rank. See, you got the two problem solution here. See, 5,111, fine. 222 for fine. So in the row num, you got the different rank, it's wrong. So rank and the density rank, you got the 2, fine. Up to third record, both are the fine. So came to the fourth record, 4, it's a wrong. So row num and rank, both are the given the wrong values. So row num is giving the sequence number consecutive ranks, but it is giving different ranks if you have the common values also. Okay. Here it is skipping. If you have the duplicate, it is skipping like how much you have the duplicates. Okay. In the density rank, it giving the like a correct ranks. In the density rank function, it is not skipping any consecutive ranks, even if you have the common records or duplicate records. Common salaries or common marks, even if you have, it is not skipping any ranks. Right? So now we are learn with 3 functions: row number, rank, density rank. So now you are working with all in one group. 13 employees you are treating like as a one group. If you want to make the subgroups, the department wise, I need to keep like a subgroups. So in such case, I need to use department number. Okay. So now we are in partition by. So how we are splitting this to the partition by, that's See, 10th department, you got like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. In 20th, you got 1, 1, 1, 5. So you got like different ranks with each other in this place. Let's say rank. You got the correct ranks up to that particular department. Okay. So it is splitting the giving the ranks with that particular group. So you made like a state-wise one group. So and separated by the district. Now you provided the ranks with based on the district. Again, if you want to do anything, so mention like department number, comma job, subgroup. 3 departments, 3 employees, we have 1, 1, 1, 1. And the 20th department, we have like this. Okay. So we have like count function. Other than this, we have like count also. In mathematical, we have like count, right? Sorry, in average, the group functions, we have the count function as well. Okay, while working with count function, so we will get the values like this. No need to use order by class in the count. No advantage of that. Okay, so now we learn with the analytical aggregate functions, and we have some more analytical functions. So first value, last value, first value, last value. So what the values we are getting, you can check. Okay, what is the first salary he is having? 800. If you want to know that first salary, go with simply post score value of salary. So now we are not looking with the subgroups. Now I are looking post value, comma got missed. 800 is the first salary in that particular insertion. We want to get order by employee number 8. To mention like order by a name. Get the different ranks. So Adams is the first one. So you got like 1100. Okay. So first value will give the first value in that particular record group. Last value to keep always in the descending order. Last value, what we need to get. This is not giving correct one. So maybe we'll use instead of last value, we'll use the first value with, if we need like first value. So what you will do, first value of salary, comma, order by employee name. Not giving correct. Right? If you need the last value, so use simply descending. You will get the correct results, 1250. If you need the last value, use the first value with the descending. So they have some troubles in last value function. Okay. So the partition and order by wherever it required, you need to use. Based on your requirement, you will use that. Okay. Then we have the first val, last val we done. Now we have like a lag and lead. Lag. See, these functions will help us while making the grids. So the salesperson is making some grids. Like, what is the previous month sales? What is the current month sales? Is there any improvement to the previous to the current month? Okay, so is there any improvement to X month to the Y month? Or so if you mention like the previous month, current month to the next month if you want to compare anything. Current month values to need to compare with the next month. Okay. So if you don't have like future records, I'm talking about like if you are in the November, you want to compare November values with the December. Or sometimes you may get the requirements, you need to compare November values with October month. Right? If you want to compare the back month, we'll use the lag. If you want to compare the next month information, we'll use the lead. Lead. Lag, taking back. Lead, pushing to the further. Pushing to the further. Okay. So the lag function will help us to lag the values from the previous record to the current row. Lead function will push the data from current record to the next row. Definition. So you may remember either way, your wish. Okay. Now we are taking this lag of salary order by employee name in descending. See the word. See, you are making the first record as a what? Because you mentioned like a order by employee name in descending. Okay. See, word does not have any previous employee here. You will get null because you are the first employee. You don't have any previous employee salary. Now you Smith have the previous employee salary 1250 cut. Scott having like 800 displayed. It lagging the previous record value to the current record, the lag function. If you mention partition by order by, these are all things common, nothing is special here. Then we have the lead. Lag lead. See, you cannot able to use lag and lead in a single query. You need to use two different queries. That's the reason you are getting the wrong values. Okay, now I'm commenting this lag function and I'm working with only on the lead. Now you can check. First record you have the next record value 1250 having 800 got. So 2840 is having 1600 got. 1600 is having 1100 you got. But you don't have the next record to lag as a lead. Right? So this is about lag and lead. Okay. So make some reports. So take like make some like inventory information. Okay, inventory ID. So commodity ID. So sales date, sales start date, sales end date. Okay, and what is the quantity you sold? Okay, so maintain some 2 months or 3 months information and compare these values. How we are comparing the palindrome. So you are comparing like previous actual value or reverse of the value, both are same or not. Okay. Use the same functionality with this as well. So use like take the actual salary, okay, or lag salary, and compare both salaries are equal or not. The consecutive employees having the same salary or not. If you want to compare, I'll use what the technology you used yesterday. The lag and lead will use and compare with this. It will display both employees having the same salary. Okay, that is one thing. And I'm asking about like make some inventory information. Okay, and make some reports. Make some reports. So previous month values, month-wise reports, monthly reports. Okay, and compare the values. Now here I'm making the report department-wise. What is our select star from EMP we have. Okay, now I'm making this select star from EMP star. Department wise, what is the employees we have? total EMPs, making like a group by PT number. You are getting this information 553, right? Now I want to display this information in the different way, like 20th department is having 5 rows to the column I want to display. Okay, so now I can say, like, I can go with the average total salary, sum of salary, the EMP sum. Okay, now I need this information in 20th department. We are making 10,0875. I need to convert this information rows to the column. So whatever the values we have in this particular field, 20, 30, 10, I need to convert this as a column. So we have some Excel mechanisms to do this. So let's see. Where we are making the grids, where we are making the report from the Excel kind, right? So I'm converting this. We have some pivot option. I'm not aware of this in the Excel actually. Okay, we'll convert this. See, I want to convert this pivot in the sense I want to convert these values to the rows, columns to the rows. Okay, so I want to make like I want to convert this in the format. This will help us to analyze the data. So pivots also will help us. So if you have the previous month sales and current month sales, you can able to compare easily, right? So you can able to do that thing simply by making with the pivot. The pivot function will help us to get the, see, the pivot class is introduced in the 11G. So earlier we don't have. Okay, so enables you to flip the rows into the columns, rows into the columns. Now we have the row here, 10, 20, 30. You are converting this as a columns. So this is what you are, if you want to do those type of things, we'll use the pivot class. Okay, so in that output from a query, and at the same time allow you to run an aggregate functions on this data. If you want to make rows to the column along with aggregate functions, in such place only we'll use a pivot class. If you want to convert rows to the column, we'll use list aggregator function simply. We want to make like a department number we have. If you want to make simply values to the columns, we'll use list ag of this. Okay. We are getting like distinct department number 10, 20, 30. We have only 3 departments. So you got like a 10, 20, 30. So it got converted rows to the column. Okay, then so I said, if you want to use as a rows to the column, if you want to convert along with aggregate functions, in such place we'll use the pivot class. Okay, so how can we convert? Simply, I have the sample query. I'm going to convert with our values. Stable is not with me now. Now simply I'm going with what we have. Okay, so select department number and this we have. Now you can able to select this thing. Okay, so you no need to use the group by class here. Instead of group by, you can use the pivot. Okay, so select just state. Then we have the total salary group by this. Instead of this, go with pivot. Okay, so remove these values to this place. Okay, now I'm making this as a pivot. Okay, pivot of this. What we need to do? What are the aggregate functions you are using that you need to keep in this place for count of this for DPT number in 10, 20, 30. Okay, now you can run this. So you got like a 8750, 100875, you got this. But you are expecting something column. What is this values? Department number. So mention some like a hard code some values. So hard code some values here. DPT number. Yes, please. You can mention directly this. Department numbers. So you can mention some any value. Now you can get to know, right? So this is the value you are going to get. Okay. You got converted the rows values to the column along with aggregate functions. The aggregate functions you used in this place. Right? You can able to mention in as 10th department. So I need to keep it not like this. Can use some things also. We can append with some values also. Where we need to use that, I'm going to check. Okay, then I can give. We can able to add something with that strings. This 10th department total sal. 10 department total sal or some sal anything. You can append something to with that based on the value look to the naming should be like conventional or understandable. Okay. This is about analytical functions. Okay. Analytical functions you may get like how to get the nth highest salary, how to get second highest salary, first highest salary. So by giving the ranking of with this, we can select with that by making of inline view. So you cannot able to select this rank function directly in the where class. So maybe you can try with this all things. Got to know what the concepts we need to use. Okay, you may get interview question on this, how to get nth highest salary or top 5 salaries of employees. Okay, or second highest salary employee information. So these type of things you may get. So you can practice. Or sometimes you may get like how to lag and lead functions we have. What is the difference between lag and lead? The simple definition, lag will help us to lag the previous record to the current record. If you want to lead function, will push that. If you want to like, push from current information to the next row, we'll use the lead. Okay, this is about the functions. So I'm going to stop here. We'll meet by tomorrow.